So, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about Deion Sanders. And furthermore, we're going to be talking about so-called black culture. We're going to be talking about how selling out and justifying selling out is a part of black culture. There will be people that are upset with that. That's going to have to be okay. That's going to have to be all right. Y'all know normally I play some music and shit. I'm not even going to play no music. We're going to get right here into it. I'll give, a little time for people to get in here while I share the stream. Put the word out that we hear. Okay, let me see. Let's do a couple things. Now, I wasn't going to talk about this at all, but I made a post on Facebook. We're going to talk about that here in 1 second. Let me put the post up, and let me say, first and foremost, before we get too far into this, shout out to you, Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. Hold on, what? Why is this not acting right? Okay. I know YouTube is a little slow with the notifications, but this came from a post I put up on Facebook, and that's the only reason I'm even talking about this shit. I was not going to talk about it. I wasn't going to say nothing, but when I saw the response from black folk over on Facebook, I said, okay, well, I must. I must talk about it then, since black people are so highly offended by me talking about and speaking about a part of this so-called black culture. I must say something about it, right? So I put this up on Facebook, and I told myself I was going to start back posting on Facebook, because the main reason I stopped posting on Facebook before was I'm getting put in jail or probation every 2-3 days. I just got tired of that shit. And then I was like, well, I could do Instagram would be a place I could post and shit. I'm on my 8th Instagram page. So really, there's nowhere that I could post without some issue being caused, because whatever I'm saying is so fucking crazy, I guess, or offensive, that I must be blocked, restrained, or something. And that's okay. This is not me crying about it. This is me understanding that they must. And as a matter of fact, they better. Okay? Because what's going to fuck around and happen is black folk going to fuck around and stop coding at some point. Somebody's going to influence black people to stop fucking coding so hard. And I might be one of them people. And thus, they must block, restrict. They got to do what the fuck they got to do. Okay, so I ain't mad about it, but I said I was going to start back posting on Facebook. I forgot how interesting the conversations used to be that I used to have on Facebook. I don't even want to call it fully debating, but just going back and forth with people, seeing all the dumb shit that, and particularly black people, are going to say. And I say, y'all, it's the same as where when I stopped posting, y'all still over here cooning and being mad at anything a black person has to say about something that another black person might do, or something about the establishment, something about the system, something about self-hate, something about cave Jesus. It's always going to be arguments had. Because black folk ain't gonna let you just say nothing and just keep moving. They're going to argue something. They're gonna act like that. Okay, we gotta understand this about our people. But the reason I wanted to talk about this so-called black culture and selling out being a part of that black culture, some people may be new here, so let me explain in brief. Some of you that been rocking with me for a while, y'all already know, because I talk about that over here. And that's one of the things that I do hate, is when people commenting on posts, because I try to keep, now what I'm trying to do is keep the captions light. Like, all I said on the post when I shared it was that selling out is a part of black culture. Selling out and justifying selling out is a part of black culture. I'll try to keep them real short because the more I get going and rolling and the longer they get, the more I get blocked and shit like that. So I kept it short, and I figured, I come here to explain out exactly what I'm saying for hours long here on YouTube, right? But people don't watch the YouTube, so then they end up leaving stupid ass comments about who I must be as a person and all this other old extra ass shit, right? But I wanted to talk about that, and then briefly I'm going to explain this to y'all. Some of y'all that already know, I apologize. I'm just going to rehash it really quickly as to why I put black culture in quotation marks. Because it is in my belief and based on my observation that your culture must be, no matter what culture it must be founded upon and built upon racial pride or pride in your heritage. And what you'll notice about black people is that we don't have racial pride. We don't have any pride in our heritage. As a matter of fact, it is something that we are ashamed of, which is why, take for example, the so-called Jews, why they'll tell you to keep remembering the Holocaust. They're never going to let you forget about the Holocaust. They're not ashamed that they went through it. They're going to make sure that you remember the Holocaust, whereas you look at black people who suffered, something to me way greater than in the ramifications of slavery are way greater than anything that any other human group on the planet has suffered. From chattel slavery to colonization is greater than it. But black people are so ashamed, they don't want to mention that, because then they feel as though, well, I'm making excuses talking about this. I don't want you to talk about it because that's too hotep-y. We do shit like that. We are ashamed of our history. We take pride in dancing, seasoning food, and dressing well. You cannot, nobody will be able to build a would-be culture based on these things. Slang ain't enough. It has to be built on black pride. This is why I put black culture in quotations. That's why I do that. Okay? As an understanding of why I put it in quotations, because I don't believe we have a culture in place yet, because we're so ashamed of who we are. We hate ourselves too much. And we're constantly seeking approval from other groups. No other culture does that. Any other culture don't give a fuck about seeking approval from anyone. That's something that black folk do. We care about seeking approval, wanting the acceptance of other groups, other people, inviting everybody and anybody into our culture with these cookout invitations. And y'all know that we call them coon-outs over here, but these cookout invitations, we do that. We do that. Somebody can dance a jig real quick, and we'll invite them to a fucking cookout. A full-blown cave. All you gotta do is cut a move. Do a dance. And we'll invite them to within, they'll be accepted within our culture. Our so-called culture. That's how I know ain't no culture in place. There isn't one. Do I believe there should be one? Do I believe that we can have one? Absolutely. But it has to be founded in pride of who we are, where we came from, our history, and the things that we've contributed to this society as a whole. You don't get to just hashtag no damn black girl magic and let that be the culture. No. You don't get to hang your hat on the fact that you created hip-hop even though you don't own it, and that's the culture. No. That's ridiculous. We don't gatekeep our shit. We don't try to keep people out of our shit. Any other culture does that. Any other one. Ours does not. And we look like damn fools. Okay? And a lot of the things that's within our culture, the so-called culture, are a detriment to the forward progress of our people as a whole. For example, Deion Sanders. Now understand, let me actually share the screen with y'all. Let me share the screen with y'all. This is my Facebook page, but I want to show y'all my Instagram page first. This was a week ago. Here's what I had to say about Deion Sanders a week ago, before I even made this post on Facebook today. I said, so people keep asking me about Deion Sanders. like his move is some rare phenomenon amongst black folk. He is doing what black people do all the time, so much so that it is expected for us to put money over black pride or the collective black uplift. We've been discussing this for years now, and y'all know that we've been discussing it over here for forever. I didn't put Deion up on a pedestal based on his speeches. Y'all did. His behavior is typical, and other Negroes justifying his behavior is typical. Nothing to see here. Another black person chasing a bag. I said that a week ago. And if you notice, the first line says, people keep asking me to talk about Deion Sanders. I wasn't going to say shit. And then, here's what I posted on Facebook. Come fuck with me on Facebook. Links in the description box. Instagram too. Here's what I posted. And I'm going to read this post out. I was posting like a motherfucker today. All up on Facebook. Okay. Y'all see that, right? Very simply stated, selling out for money and justifying selling out for money is a part of black culture. And I should put that in quotation marks. Here's what someone had to say about basically why it is justified that he left. Says broke into his car several times. Son's car broken into several times. In parentheses, it says Jackson State is in the hood. Water is terrible. And at one time, taking baths in gym pool. Didn't receive bonus from school. Won SWAC champ. Alumni won't donate. School doesn't feed the students / players well. City of Jackson doesn't support school properly. Jackson State salary $300K a year versus Colorado State $5 million a year. If you want him to stay black, pay black. Do not ask this man to do something you won't do. Smart men make smart choices, and I think he made the right one. Again, all I put was selling out and justifying selling out is a part of black culture. Okay? Now, black people were upset, of course, justifying this move. Now, Deion Sanders did not have to frame his move the way he did. Deion Sanders came out here, and again, I wasn't moved by these speeches, but these are the speeches that people remember. He came out here and talked about his decision to go to Jackson State. He said it was where God wanted him to be. It was something that he wanted to uplift not just Jackson State, but uplift HBCUs and change the status quo for HBCUs across the entire nation. He spoke to black colleges not having the resources, not having the all-star high school athletes go to these schools. He wanted to make a difference as far as that's concerned. That's how he framed it. He didn't have to frame it like that at all. He could have just went, took the job, did his thing. They say he looked over some other schools because he wanted to go to an HBCU because he wanted to uplift HBCUs across the nation. Now, there is some confusion. Let me pause for the cause real quick. The HBCUs are black-owned, black-funded, and black-ran. That's not true. If you don't know this, then you might want to do a little bit of research on HBCUs. HBCUs benefit black people by them having a black experience, being around mostly black people, because we do understand that there are some other groups of people that go to HBCUs, but by and large it's going to be black folk. But they're not black ran, black funded. That's not real. You will get a black experience going to an HBCU, but it's still cave ran at the end of the day. Okay? It just is. It's just, and the underfunding goes into the same idea that they have with the public school system. If you have a school that is so-called black in a black area, they're going to be underfunded. It's the same thing, just at a university or collegiate level. It's the same shit. Okay? Understand that. You don't have to take my word for it. You can go do the research on HBCUs yourself. They're not ran, owned, and funded by black folk. Okay? I understood what Deion Sanders did. I wasn't upset about what Deion Sanders did. And some people look at anything you say that in disagreement, you're upset. I have no dog in this fight. I don't watch sports. I could give a fuck less about college sports, NFL sports, high school sports. I don't care about any of it. But I understand that the business behind college sports is a multi-billion-dollar revenue across this nation, across these colleges. I do understand that. These college players that go in there, most of them are black players that are recruited specifically for their athletic ability. These college players don't receive any of the money that these schools are making. There's a reason that Colorado State can afford to pay him $5 million a year. They've had a much bigger head start. The people within that cave community donate to the school. They get their donations. They have people who graduate, like the alumni that graduated from there, donating to the school. Schools that are built around sports, generally speaking, are going to have money funded to or put into their sports program. Hold on. Let me see. Y'all say my mic fucked up. Let me see what's going on with my mic. Let me see what's going on with the mic real quick. Damn it, man. I don't see the issue. Hold on. Before I keep going, is the sound bad for everybody? Because I don't want the sound to be bad. Maybe I'm not projecting enough here. Is the sound bad for y'all? Y'all let me know. Let's see if there's anything. Okay. Somebody said turn it down a little bit. Okay. Let me. What about like right here? Is that good? Is everything cool now? Let me know in the comment section. Okay. I might have been a little closer to it than I should have been. Okay. So we good. All right. Now, what the fuck? Where was I? Okay. I do understand, regardless of whether I watch sports or not, I understand the business of sports. There's a reason Colorado State can afford to pay him $5 million a year, because they've had that head start. I'm not knocking Deion Sanders for doing whatever the fuck he gonna do. I could care less. Okay? Could care less. But what I want black people to understand is that this move that he made is very common. There's nothing rare going on here. There shouldn't be anybody necessarily mad. Now, you can judge him based on the rhetoric he was given as to why he took the job at the HBCU. He didn't have to come out here acting like it was something he was trying to do for black people, like he was going to stick it in for the long haul. Some people were saying, well, he did all he could. I would argue, why not go to another HBCU? If that's what you're trying to do, if you're saying that's what you're trying to do. Again, I could give a fuck less about sports. I don't think athletics is the area in which we should be, hanging our hats on athletics. I don't believe that at all. Now, apparently, there were some misappropriated funds as far as Jackson State's, I'll say the people in control of the money is doing some funny shit with the money. Some funny dealings going on. This is what I'm hearing. Now, I don't know this to be true, but this is what I'm hearing. There's some funny business going on. But black people are like, well, what you expect him to do? I expected him to do what he said he was going to do. At least do what you said you was going to do. And the reason and the justification for you being there, at least live up to that. But selling out, it comes so naturally to us that all other most black people are saying is, well, I get it. They offer them more money. They offered him more money. That could be said to any, I mean, that happens so much where you offer more money to sell something out or sell it away or give it away. This is why we don't really have any foundation as it pertains to institutions whereas blackness is concerned. You'll hear this, actually, there's duality here, because you'll hear black people talk about how they don't and can't support black businesses because black businesses aren't established enough. They'll talk about customer service. They'll talk about how things are so-called janky. They don't give black businesses the time to build themselves up. We don't give that credit to our people. We know that these other businesses have had at least 5 decades, some of them more than that, time to build their businesses up, make their businesses better, but we expect black folk to be automatically all good. And we use this as a justification to not support black businesses. It's janky. Jackson State. I've seen people call the entire university janky. Colorado State is a better university. The girl, the woman that made this post, she said Jackson State is in the hood. It's in the hood. So, don't nobody got time for that, basically. We use these same justifications, but then how do we ever build institution if we don't even give our people time? Y'all saying Deion Sanders gave 3 whole years. That was enough time. If that's all we're willing to give ourselves, we're never going to be able to move forward as a people. Now, am I saying that it's Deion Sanders' responsibility to do this on his own? Am I saying it's Deion Sanders' responsibility to uplift HBCUs? No, he said that. I didn't say that, and I don't even care. But he said that. That's what he came out here and said. That's how he got the people, juiced up, black people all juiced up. That's why I called it selling out. Because you came out here and gave a grand speech, but then you turn and left to go to Colorado State. That ain't nothing but the caves over there. Am I judging him for that? No. Not judging him for going to make more money, but let that be known that, and you could have left that speech out. You see what I'm saying? You could have left that speech out. Black people are so accustomed to us selling out that we justify it because that's what we would do. I saw so many people in my comments on my Facebook post, or I would have did the same thing. I know you would have. And particularly when it comes to black men, I hate that that's our mentality. As the so-called leaders of our community, we always japping and running our fucking mouths about being these leaders of our community, setting better examples, holding black women accountable. You can't hold shit accountable, bro. Selling out make too much sense to you. Selling out makes too much sense to you, black man. You even had Shannon Sharp come out here and say he would have never went to HBCU. He just didn't have the grades to go anywhere else. Why come out here and say that? Selling out makes too much sense to you, black man. For you to be the leader of the community, or for you to want to be held as such. It makes too much sense. I'm not saying, hang Deion out here and go in on him and just hate him and, I ain't saying all of that, but he needs to be held accountable. Like, bro, you could have left that speech out. You could have just went over there and coached football. You could have just went over there and coached. You could have just went and coached. I'm looking at some of y'all's comments. I'm trying to stick with the comments as I go along here and not zone out. Look at this. Boy said, yeah, try getting robbed and see if you want to stay then. I grew up in the hood. I done been robbed. Not at gunpoint. I have had a gun put to my head as a kid, but I've had my car broken into several times. I've had places where I've lived broken into several times. That, I mean, I chalk that up. I mean, honestly, I do. People in poverty steal shit. I understand that. Now, again, I understand that black men will logically justify selling out for whatever reason. But imagine me, because I've been robbed and I've had my places robbed and my cars broken into, imagine me turning my back on black people for that. Never happen. Never happen. That would never happen. As I run to the caves for safe haven, that would never happen. Now, again, I'm not saying anything. If that's you're just, hey, you say, hey, I wouldn't be in that situation. Cool. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, black men, then you need to shut the fuck up. Then I'm gonna challenge you to do that. I'm gonna challenge you to shut the fuck up and quit acting like and quit talking about being the leaders of the community. Then shut your bitch ass up. That's what I'm gonna ask you to do. Shut your motherfucking mouth. Selling out makes so much sense to you, and it has historically. It's made so much sense to you. It always makes sense. It's the same reason y'all justify Kanye West, y'all justify Jay-Z, y'all justify anybody that sells you out. And we'll have a concept, a lofty concept around it, where we'll sit around and talk about some spook who sat by the door. We'll talk like that. We'll come up, chestnut checkers. We'll come up with any excuse. Black man, then you must shut your motherfucking mouth talking about you the leader of a goddamn community. Because what it looks like to me is that you want to be led by the caves. That's what you want. You want quick money. Capitalism is completely eroded away. Any sense of would-be black pride, all somebody got to do is mention a bigger bag. A bigger bag. That's all somebody got to mention. That's all somebody got to mention. And y'all is in the comments talking about what was going on at Jackson. Why didn't he go to another HBCU? What's y'all excuse for that? Now you're going to have to come down to the fact that it's money. Just say that then. Stop acting like the him being robbed or whatever that was going on in the so-called hood. Stop talking about that then. Say it's the money. Y'all talking to the wrong person to lie to. Say it's the money. And stay on that point. Because the rest of the shit y'all saying, I'm not listening to, because you can just go to another HBCU that may be in a little bit better area and still be helping black players at a college level, helping black colleges be able to recruit better to have these programs start making this money. Say it's about the money. Just say that. Colorado State offered him more money. And stay there. Stop going everywhere else. Because that's all you niggas need. Because, again, this situation is bigger than Deion Sanders. Again, I showed y'all my Instagram post. This ain't rare. What Deion Sanders did ain't new. It ain't, some new hot shit that came out in so-called 2022. It ain't new. If somebody offer you niggas a bigger bag, you're gone. That's who you are. That's who you've been. Stop trying to make it like it was because he was in the hood. That ain't got shit to do with nothing. It's about the bag. And since black men are so understanding of this, it is expected of us. This is why one of the benefits of them keeping us in poverty is because they can come offer us a bag. And we'll sell out our people at every level. Hell, look at the motherfucker that sold out the Black Panther Party, William O'Neill's old coon ass. Look what he sold him out for. $300? Now they did have some charges on him. And they threatened to put his ass in prison too, but $300. Selling out makes sense to us. It does. That's who we are. That's what I've been saying for the longest. We keep making excuses. Again, this is bigger than Deion Sanders. This is the reason the HBCUs are in the position that they're in now. Even the rich black people, these celebrities that y'all worship, they're not going. Why don't then all these celebrities have a really black ran college built somewhere, a university? Why don't they put their money together and did that? Where are the institutions? Because I mean, again, you want to chase a bag, go to Colorado State, fine. This is bigger than Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is just an example. Again, I think you should let the rhetoric out. I'm not mad though. I'm more mad that this is this normal. All of us black people understand. Oh yeah, well they was giving him more money. What he supposed to do? That's what y'all always say. This is the justification to sell out everything all the time. Bag chasing. Where are the all black universities that rich black men have pooled their money together and just built? Where? Because again, this is bigger than Deion Sanders. People can try to make this simple. Well, I see motherfuckers, well, you don't watch football, so, you don't know nothing about. It's bigger than that. There's a reason we don't have many institutions. And when it comes to colleges, universities, there's zero. Rich black men are always given reasons by the masses of black people to be sellouts. We do the work for them. Deion ain't had to say a word. He ain't really had to say nothing. All he would have to show you and tell you is, well, Colorado State offered me $5 million a year. Niggas would have been like, shit, I did the same thing. He didn't have to say nothing. You got people talking about how much Deion Sanders loved those black athletes, talking about his mind and his feelings and all this old shit. Like, it's just money. It's just money. And then what make it so crazy is y'all talk about chasing bags, all the rich black men selling out, chasing bags, but then they don't take the bag they get and build any black institutions. Now again, I'm not saying that's Deion Sanders' responsibility. This is why I'm saying black men. It's not his alone. It's the mentality that we have amongst black men, all while saying that we're leaders of our community. Do you know why so many coons running around out here? Black men, if you're going to say you're the leader, then you have to take responsibility for the amount of coons running around here. The amount of selling out that happens. You got to take responsibility for that too if you're going to say that you're the leader. Because whose lead are people following? Whose lead is that? We have to be honest about that. This is bigger than Deion. Deion did not surprise me. He's a black man acting like black men. Doing what black men do. Doing what they've always done. Which leads to us not having any institutions. Which leads to us not having a big powerhouse HBCU football team or basketball team. I know for a fact that these white colleges, these coaches are getting $5 million a year. What Colorado State is doing, some of these coaches make more than that. And what makes it so crazy, I was watching a 30 for 30 on Hulu while I was driving. And I watched a 30 for 30 on Deion Sanders, where it was talking about him when he was playing football and baseball simultaneously, trying to make it back and forth through the games. Deion Sanders, since the days of his prime time, has been about money. When you look at these athletes, and I'm watching these, because again, I don't watch sports, but I watch a documentary about pretty much anything. When I'm looking at these documentaries and talking about black men, black athletes, and how they end up being broke, because black men have a tendency to stunt and, chains and houses they can't live in, cars they can't drive all at once. We wasting our money doing shit like that. What I learned watching these documentaries about sports, and they always go back. They always go back. Even the one I watched called Broke. It was called Broke. And it talked about how all these multimillionaires end up broke. What you will see is that black men take their money and stunt. They do not put it towards institutions, build an institution that could create residual income. That ain't what black men do with their money. That's not what they do. They don't take all that money and go give it up to a HBCU. They don't do shit like that. They don't do shit like that. At all. This is bigger than Deion. Way bigger than Deion. All these black athletes we have that went to college somewhere. Why then, and this is athletes and entertainers, why then haven't they put their money together and built some black college or black university somewhere? These are facts. This is not me being angry. I'm not sitting here mad. Black men are acting, they act typically. Really. You are in a rare form if you don't sell out. That is a rarity. That's what's uncommon, sadly enough. What Deion did isn't uncommon. And whatever justifications that black people come up with for it, that's not uncommon. There's always a reason to sell out. Move away from the hood up to the suburbs. How long? This is basic shit. Gotta get away from them niggas. Don't want to be around them niggas, man. So I'm gonna go live up around white folk. We've been saying that for forever. Have we not? This is just another piece of, another side of that very same situation. You come up with your list of justifications. All black people are trying to do is get away from other black people, in particular when they get money. Get away from niggas and go live in the suburbs and waste money on stupid shit like waterfalls in their living room. That's what black men out here doing. Yeah, I spent $1 million on this change. I got a stupid ass watch that cost me, $500,000. Look at my watch. That $500,000 could have revamped Jackson State's athletic department on its own. It's on somebody's arm. It's just on somebody's arm. They don't even look at their arm to tell time. Like, motherfuckers pull their cell phones out to tell time. These motherfuckers got $500,000 on their arms. $1 million around their neck. That could change the game for a lot of these HBCUs. This ain't about Deion. I'm not hating on Deion. I want us as black people and black men in particular, we have to look at our behavior and say, if we're going to keep saying that we leaders, we got to do a better job. I would think we have to do a better job. Deion Sanders, in my personal opinion, could have left out all that black, mission. He could have left all that out. He could have left all of that out and went and coached football and did what he do. I think I saw an interview where he talked about his sons was over there playing. Came from, one of his sons came from South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, based on the interview I heard. You could have just coached football, man. That's all you had to do. And people wouldn't be calling you a sellout. It would still be some sellout shit, but it's so typical. Like, it's like, okay, well, black people understand selling out, so they wouldn't have been that big of a deal. It was the speeches you was giving. It was all that talk. It was all that talk. And that's why people on you a little bit. But if you look at my comments, what was he supposed to do? Was he supposed to just spend his whole career there? Is that so crazy? The only reason that Jackson State is paying that man, or was paying him $300,000 a year, and that's more than most HBCU college coaches are making anyway. But it's because they don't have that funding. If we're going to be talking about how underfunded these colleges are, then we must then turn our attention to the black celebrities and entertainers. We have to. That's the pivot goes directly to, okay, what's up, rich niggas? Y'all stunting. It'd be a crazy stunt if y'all came through here and revamped an entire HBCU. That'd be a crazy stunt. Or built one from the ground up. That'd be something you can flex about, nigga. Fuck your Bugattis. Fuck your Maybach. Fuck your yachts. Fuck your mansion, nigga. I got a university. We got a university. That's a flex. Not your chain. And then we expecting black women to pay us any attention. They won't listen. You won't stand on nothing. How they gonna listen to you if you won't stand? Make sacrifices. You asking them to make sacrifices. We got to make the sacrifices first. To show this what we do around here now. It's going to take us a little bit longer. There's a reason Colorado State can give them $5 million a year. There's a reason for that. That's an established university. An established PWI. It's established already. And I don't even know when it was actually established, but I bet you it's been there for more than 50 years. That's time. That money been getting poured into the athletic department, poured into that university. We jumping ship after 3 years. We never going to be able to get our shit straight because we bail too fast. I saw that. Let me get to some of y'all's comments because I want to be fair. I saw that more Aboriginals at Colorado University athletic director said they don't have enough money to pay him right now. Well, let me tell you what about that. They'll still be able to give him more than he was getting at Jackson State. They'll still be able to give him more than $300K. If I'm not mistaken, he was using some of his salary to actually put into the athletic department there at Jackson State as well. I think they was giving him $1.2 million over a 4-year span or something to that effect. And he took some of his money to, now I don't know how the contract worked, but he didn't stay for a full year, so I don't know how that's going to work as far as is he going to get in trouble for it or have to pay a fine, but they're going to be able to pay him more than Jackson State. But there's a reason for that, though. There's a reason they're able to pay more. There's a reason for that. These HBCUs will be in a situation to be able to pay more if we stop taking all of our millions of dollars and throwing them bitches in the air, making it rain on hoes. Why the fuck ain't these black athletes and entertainers ain't making it rain on the HBCU? Make it rain over there, my nigga. Toss that shit up over there at the HBCU. That way, you're able to compete with the salaries of other universities. The people around the black community itself sees you doing this for, the betterment and uplift of your people. That could start a trend. A trend of, okay, this is what we do now. We watching the rich niggas do this shit. And hell, a lot of them donations could probably be a tax write-off. I don't know why they don't do it. I can't wrap my mind around why they don't do it. I can't wrap my mind around it. I can't. We not talking about nothing. Who is the we? Who is we? Roderick Polly, why are we still talking about this? Bitch, it's me talking about this. Ain't no we. You can get the fuck out of here. You can leave. There's no we. We not talking about nothing. I'm talking. Deion is gone. I'm talking about what's bigger than Deion. I'm talking about us as a people. Black men's behavior across the board, before Deion and after Deion. Tomorrow, somebody else will be selling out. Last week, last year, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 100 years ago, selling out. You can get the fuck out of here. You got me confused. Yeah. You got me confused. You didn't know. Maybe you didn't know no better. But we ain't talking about shit. You can leave. These are facts. These are facts. More Aboriginals said that is the problem. People acting like he wasn't talking like he was the savior of the HBCU. Then he bounced. He did. He didn't have to say that. And I'm not even, I really don't even give a fuck about that, really, though. Be honest with you. Because it's bigger than Deion. I even saw Umar Johnson. He went on the Breakfast Club going crazy, yelling and screaming. And it's like, I wanted him to calm down. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I wanted Umar to calm down. Because it's not like Deion's thinking about leaving and people are trying to convince him to stay. Just like this whole ass nigga just said, he is gone. Now let's talk about the black pathology that allows for us to be moved so quickly away from ourselves. Let's deal with that pathology. Umar was on there screaming at Charlemagne. And Charlemagne sound like most niggas. Well, he did his best. He did what he said he was going to do. And this is bigger than Deion. And Charlemagne kind of alluded to that. But Charlemagne is a fucking coon to me, full blown. But he alluded to the fact that it is bigger than Deion. But it has to start with somebody. Like, I don't like that argument where somebody, well, it's bigger than one person. One person starts, and it could be a trickle-down effect. Everything starts with one. And I'm not saying it had to be Deion. It could be us as a people noticing, like, damn, did anybody else recognize that historically black men are always selling out? Can we put an eye on that? At least one. You ain't want to put both of your eyes on it, fine. But at least put one eye on the fact that black men claim they're leaders of the community, but they're the first ones to sell out at all times. At all times. They are the first ones to sell out. Will not make a sacrifice for the betterment of black people, but then turn around and tell black women that they're supposed to make sacrifices for the betterment of black people. They're supposed to do A, B, C, D, for the betterment of black people. What are you going to do, my nigga, for the betterment of black people? What sacrifices are you going to make for the betterment of black people? Again, not just Deion, black men, period. If it's going to all be about chasing the bag at all times, then say that then. Then say that then. Yeah, Umar came undone on that shit. Umar came undone on the Breakfast Club. He did. He was real pissed. I'm not, as y'all can hear my tone, it's not that for me. I'm more concerned with black men. Now, I did have a lot of black women justifying him selling out. And, of course, they're going to justify it because we justify it. Hell, we the main reason they even watch sports, period. I mean, it's men doing it. Men watching the sports and participating and all this type of stuff. And it's cool. I'm not fully knocking that shit. But we can't keep beating our chest talking about we leaders. If money moves us so easily, it makes anybody can control us. Why don't y'all see no problem with that? Like, it's almost like when you're trying to talk to black people, and particularly black men, and you're trying to talk to them about, sacrifice and forward uplift for our people, it don't make sense to nobody. If you can be bought at all times, my nigga, you're not a leader. Because you can be taken off your path, whatever that path may be, by somebody offering you a little bit more money. You are an easy target. Send you $1 million and a cave hoe. You off yo, and in this case again, I'm not talking about Deion because I don't think they sent Deion no white pussy, but all that's it. You a lick, black man. You a lick. The caves know you a lick, an easy lick at that. You will sell it out. Same thing. Y'all saw that happening. Remember when Swiss Beats and Timberland was about to sell off the Versus, or was trying to sell it off, or was in cahoots with some cave motherfucker that had to go to court and all that shit. So quick, just like that, ready to sell it off. Ready to sell it. Dr. Dre did the same thing with Beats. That motherfucker, you a multi-millionaire. Why you what you in a rush for? Because whatever they come offer you, it's worth 10 times more every time. It's worth 10, I would say 20, sometimes even 30 times more than what they offer you anyway. The black man in this country is a fucking lick. It's a lick. Everybody know it. No matter where you standing, you put money in front of it. Capitalism has completely eroded any chance of actual black power, actual black liberation. Because then what people will say is, well, you pocket watching, you hating, you mad. No, I'm looking at us be stagnant, and I'm telling you why we are. That does make me mad. That does upset me. But it's not Deion Sanders himself. It's black men. In every facet. This is college football. It ain't just happening in college football. It's happening in entertainment, all forms of athletics, politics. It's not just no damn college football where black men selling out. If that was the case, I wouldn't even have nothing to say about this. This is common behavior. And that should be a problem to black men, as y'all are about to enter into a whole new year still yelling at black women for them to follow you and let you lead and all this old shit that you talking about. How the fuck you gonna protect, provide, and lead when all somebody gotta do is offer you a bigger bag and you gone? You out of here. You are gone. You off your mission. If you decide that, you say you got a mission, which Deion did, but you off your mission. All somebody gotta do is offer you a little bit more money. That's it. That's it. That's all. You cannot be a leader like that, black man. You can't. I'm sorry. You cannot be a leader that way. The least you could do for the team is stop talking like you're going to be that leader. Because you is yelling at black women. Oh, man, you mad at her. And I mean, I understand some of it because black women be out here cooning like a motherfucker, right? But you don't get to beat your chest if you don't stand on nothing. You don't stand on anything. I've seen plenty of women. Now you got some of these bitches out here that's all about, would be the money and all the flash and all that. But them hoes is trash anyway. A real black woman respects your resolve, respects what the fuck you stand on, like seeing your masculinity displayed and you standing on something and not being able to be moved so easily. If we start acting like that, y'all won't have to be online crying about getting respect from black women. They see you shiftless. We have to be able to make some sacrifices. Period. If we're going to be calling for our people, in particular our women, to make sacrifices, because y'all tell black women, ma'am, you are giving the Asians several $1 billion a year buying that fake ass hair. Make the sacrifice and stop doing that shit. Okay. All right. How they gonna listen to you say they should make a sacrifice and you won't make one? It don't make sense. And it took me time to get to where I am now, to get this understanding that I have now. That don't make sense. What sacrifice are you gonna make, sir? If it's just chasing the bag down, well, that's what the fuck it is then. We got to stand on something as men. And historically, we just haven't. Again, this is not about Deion Sanders specifically. He's being used as an example. This so-called facade of black culture and selling out, and the justification of selling out, is a part of black culture. We joke about it all the time. Man, I slap my mama for $50,000. I'll slap the shit out of that hoe for $50,000. Now we joke. It's be jokes, but it's real. Like, we'll do anything for some money. Yeah, I don't believe that, Carmisha. Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, that Carmisha Bowman says, but he said it's not about the bag. Shit. If it wasn't about the bag, he'd went to another HBCU. And again, that's no knock to him. If it is about the bag, that's that. I mean, it is what it is. But he done went to another HBCU. And people was mad as fuck at me on Facebook. It's like, you know, like, what the fuck? What's up, goddess? But what the fuck? People was mad at me because I said selling out is a part of black culture. Then nobody wanted to debate me on that. They wanted to make it about Deion. Now, okay, is selling out a part of this so-called black culture or not? Is that not normal? Do niggas not justify that all the time? That's a part of black culture. It's expected. The caves know it. If I can keep these niggas chasing the bag, they'll never, ever be able to stop because I could just offer them more. Just give you a couple more dollars. You'll turn your back on your team and go elsewhere. And what black folk gonna say? Well, I understand why he had to do that. Now he got to feed his family. That man got to feed his family. That's what they say every time. Give me $300K a year to draw some plays up on a damn clipboard and yell at niggas. Give me $300K to, like, what give me $300K to do it. God damn it. Give me $300K to put some X's and O's and arrows on a clipboard and yell at niggas and make them run. How much do I need to do that? Really? How much do I need to survive? Really? Am I tripping? Oh, they real mad, goddess. And I'm going to tell you why they mad is because they understand. See, black people get upset when we, the hoteps or the so-called pro-blacks, and they'll even start talking shit about us. I even seen some of that in the comment section. Just, oh, y'all pro-blacks. Oh, y'all pro-blacks don't understand. And you can't tell. Like, man, shut the fuck up. I'm tired of you niggas insulting pro-black people or hoteps or whatever the fuck y'all want. Like, just shut up. Just because your ass a coon and you understand being a damn sellout. Shut your ass the fuck up. Ain't nothing we said stopping Deion Sanders from going to secure that damn bag. So you shut your bitch ass up. He gone already. He going to do whatever the fuck he going to do. I get so tired of that. Motherfuckers be mad when the would-be pro-black say something. Y'all would rather black folk just do anything and nobody says nothing. Just let them do anything. And don't nobody have no commentary. Pro woman says 2 divorces, alimony, 5 kids, only made $30 million from playing 30 years ago. Don't think Deion's bag is that big. Never said Deion's bag was big. Not once. But if you made $30 million 30 years ago and you ain't okay, then something happened with your money. That needs to be a conversation. I would think so. Something happened there. Something happened. Something took place. I'm not saying his bag is big at all. Don't know nothing about his pockets. What I'm saying is give me $300,000 to yell at niggas and draw on a clipboard with a headset on and see what I do. I'll be goddamn prolific out there, bitch. Like, where the fuck they get this nigga from? Like, nigga, I can draw arrows with the best of them, bitch. What the fuck you mean? I can't draw? The question is, why is selling out so acceptable amongst black people? Again, take your mind out of Deion. Let's go away from Deion, because I know y'all, when it comes to celebrities, y'all just get, y'all get a little athletes, celebrities, whoever popular or whatever. Take Deion away. Come out of Deion. Why is this a part of so-called black culture? Why is it so accepted? Why is it so normal? What is that? And why then, when these motherfuckers are chasing this bag and get that bag, does that not equal institution building for the black community? Okay, and I didn't. JB looked it up. Or JB1 says he has a net worth of $45 million as of 2022, because he was doing analyzing sports for a little while on TV Cheese and Big as Hell. He was doing that for a while. I don't know his money. $45 million may not be enough for somebody to live off of. I know that we, as black folk, I don't understand this, but a net worth of $45 million, that's not a little bit of money to me. Now, it may be a little bit of money to you. And again, I don't know what all bills he got coming out of whatever, but I mean, I don't know how much money we be needing. How much money is it going to take for black people to start focusing on putting it into institutions for our people? What number is that? Y'all give me a number. Give me a number. At what point do you not have to, can you stick with black folk and not have to run to the caves? What number? How much money does that need to be? Y'all give me a number in the comments. Exactly. Goddess, exactly. But we'll wait. I just want a number. I'm waiting on numbers now. How much net worth do you need, or do somebody need to have before they don't have to chase down every offer they get that's more money? How much money does a person need to have? A black person. Because, I mean, I don't know, y'all, Jay-Z being a billionaire, that's not enough. He still got to sell out. Like, Kanye being, at one point, one of the richest black men in history, or the richest black man in history, that wasn't enough. What is the amount? What's the amount? Y'all give me a number. I'm waiting. Give me a fucking number. Because I don't understand. It's like no matter how much money somebody make, somebody will come in here and be like, man, that ain't really that much. What? I be thrown back. Maybe I don't understand money right. Maybe it's my ignorance on money. Like, what? Okay, then what's enough then? What's enough? That man said God sent him over there. And what did God say in his cave Bible? What's the root of all evil, y'all? Y'all know what he said? Now, they turn around and put in God we trust on the money. I think that's hilarious. But if God sent you over there, how much money you need to have? Speak the truth, Gina. Kanye worth 400 plus million, a big bag. Let this chat tell it. Yeah, he's still selling it and still selling out and begging for white acceptance. Ain't nobody gave me no number yet. I'm waiting. But speak the truth, Gina. What's the number, black people? Give me your number. What number, how much money you gotta have before you don't sell out? Somebody tell me. Cause we need to write this shit down, like, so the rules of who can we call a sellout? Like, how much money you gotta have? Mighty Rich says Mansa Musa money. How much is that? How much he had? Billions? You gotta be Elon Musk to not sell out? Is that what we saying? You gotta be Elon status? And good Lord, Dave Chappelle brought Elon out the other night. I saw a post about that. I've been told that, y'all better be careful with Dave Chappelle, man. Dave Chappelle be too cool with them people. For me. I know y'all love him, but goddamn, I brought Elon out. They booed his bitch ass, and Chappelle made a joke. Everybody called him the GOAT. It's like, this is y'all easy, just easy. Okay. Now, hold on now. Day Twice Tim says, I believe we all sell out to a certain extent. I don't know about we all. No, I don't know about we all. Because let me tell you a version of me not selling out. The content I do right now, I could change my content right now. And it could become anti-black and I will make more money. But I won't do it. Because I'm not a sellout. Imagine me trying to keep a job, even just a regular job. I'm a regular person. I ain't got no bank account with millions of dollars in it. Let a motherfucking cave disrespect me on my damn job. You think I'm about to say, well, just the only job I gotta sit here and take it? Nope, I'm out. I don't accept disrespect. I don't do none of that. I don't do that. Now, again, that doesn't get respect amongst black people, of course, but I still don't do it for myself. You see what I'm saying? I could easily, I don't gotta be out here trying to uplift black people. Ain't no money in that. Ain't no, I could, destroying you niggas, dividing you niggas, gender warring, that's where the money at. That's what y'all like, celebrity gossip, that's where the money at. I could become the male version of Tasha goddamn K with her coon ass. That's where the money at. I don't gotta do this shit. And I don't even get money from this. I don't have to do this. I could make big bang. All I gotta do is say, tomorrow I can wake up and say, man, fuck black women. These hoes, viral. I'm viral. Understand me. These modern black women, viral. Now, I will respect your comment that selling out is commonplace for black people. It's commonplace. It's common practice. I believe it. I heard a political, I think you meant politician. I heard a politician who was Democrat said she went Republican because it's more money. Well, that's what revolt was supposed to be. Day Twice Tibbs says we can start our own platforms instead of using YouTube, Facebook, etc. That's what, when Puff was doing his revolt thing, that's what revolt was supposed to be. But it's a coon show. It's a Democratic shield coon show. So a black platform without an agenda, that's still tough. That's still, and revolt ain't even, it's a subsidiary of a bigger white company, but nonetheless, you have to not be a sellout to even have those dreams or those aspirations. You have to not be a sellout first. That got to be in your mind first. You have to have pride in who you are first. It takes that foundation that we don't have. That's why I put black culture in quotations. That's why I do that. You got to have that foundation. That got to be in you. That got to be in you. That has to become a part of our culture. You can say that if you want. I knew that was where you was going. y'all so regular. By still using these platforms instead of a form, is that a form of selling out? It could be a form of selling out if you say it. If you say it's a form of selling out to you, hey, I'm not. If you say, Rob, you a motherfucking sellout because you're on YouTube, I'll say church. I'll say church. Now, I don't know many people that's going to call me a sellout based on my subject matter, but if that's what you want to say, hey, I mean, it is what it is. No judgment from me. I'm not here to cry. You can call me a sellout if that's what you need to make your point. But I think based on what I say, I don't even see how that works. I don't see how that works. Because I'm not letting YouTube control what I talk about. To me, that's selling out. Showing up wherever you are with your motherfucking fist up, I don't see how that's selling out. But if you see it as selling out, you can say that. You can say that. No, it's not. It's not subjective to me. Day Twice Tim says so. Selling out is subjective, not to me. It's not subjective to me. You're trying to make it subjective so you can try to skirt, I guess, what I'm saying. But selling out is a very simple concept here. You take your integrity and whatever it is, and you're willing to be able to be controlled against that said integrity, if you even have any in place. I don't even think we got much in place, but I would be able to make money on YouTube. I would say what people say on YouTube to make money. That's, to me, is what's selling out. Me existing or me posting on YouTube, I don't think that's selling out. Not to me. Again, you can define it as that. That's not what it is to me. If I was on here talking shit about black women to make money, then that would be selling out. If I just flip my whole shit over to make money, selling out. If I let motherfuckers disrespect me up at the job to keep that job, selling out. If I work for let's say you work for an all black company, or I have an invention and I just sell it to the highest bidder, to a cave, generally speaking, and let them use it however they want, that's selling out. Okay, V. V says Prime could just be trying to see if there's something different about the non-HBCU system that he can exploit. After all, he was Prime in the NFL. This is the spook who sat by the door argument. He could be. I mean, he could be. I don't know what's on Deion's mind. He could be. I have no idea. This is the spook who sat by the door argument. And that's fine. If that's the argument you want to have, I'm not knocking it. He could be going over there to check out the scene because he don't know the scene. And he going to come back with some, new knowledge. What he's going to see and what he's going to learn being at a white college is there's more money to be tossed around. Because when you talk about corruption, because I know one of the things that I was seeing was a lot of stories about corruption at Jackson State. When you're dealing with these PWIs, there is a higher level of corruption, but less investigation. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes they'll expose themselves over the years. You've seen college admissions, scandals coming out, and you'll see little bits and pieces of things come out over the time. But if it's something happening at HBCU, it becomes bigger because it's black. It becomes more of a problem because it's black. What you'll see is whatever funds that they even claiming that Jackson State is appropriating, let's say it's $1 million. You go to a white college, it'll be $20 million of misappropriated funds, and won't nobody say anything. It doesn't be exposed. This is why we believe that these schools are better than black schools. That's why we think that to ourselves in our own minds. We think these schools are better. Ain't no scandals. Ain't no crime. Ain't nothing happening at these white institutions. Because that's the image they present via the media. The media is used to tarnish, to degrade and disrespect anything black. Any and everything black is magnified. It's 10 times worse. At these white colleges, no. They can run through and do anything at these white colleges and you won't know anything about it. They keep it under wraps. They pay to have stuff kept under wraps. To keep things private. So that way their image isn't tarnished. Because image is everything. And white folk, the caves in this society that run these institutions, they know what image means. This is why they keep trashing your image and have you think less of yourself at all times. At all times. That's why black folk talk about the hood, and that's where all the crime is, but I'm talking about the trailer park. There's a reason. There's a reason. Everything is about image. And these PWIs, they understand that. They understand that. Start watching documentaries. I watch a lot of documentaries. One of the things that's interesting about watching documentaries is on these documentaries, the caves expose themselves. These ones I'm watching about sports and stuff like that right now. I was watching some of those 30 for 30s on Hulu. They'll tell you the whole story. It's not going to be daily news media. NBC, CNN. It's not. But these motherfuckers will make documentaries about the shit that they be into. And black folk don't watch them. Don't see them. It's not in the same frequency that they're going to trash your image. It's almost like for every one story they drop about them, they're going to drop 1,000 about you. And have you looking at your shit like it's fucked up. But they'll expose themselves. We just don't pay that no attention, which is why I'm using my platform that I have on Patreon to put documentaries out there that we don't pay attention to. White folks stay exposing themselves. We just don't care. We do not give a fuck what they say about themselves. They'll put it out here, put the information out here, and we don't care. We don't pay attention to it. I've seen so many documentaries on college scandals, and particularly when we're talking about the athletics department. The scandals, what they were doing to get black players over there, paying black players under the table, the black players losing their Heismans and shit over this shit. Knowing they're getting black players from poor areas. If you say you're going to pay my mama's rent and move her into a new house, you goddamn right I'm taking it. You damn right I'm taking it. That's why they were forcing the college kids not only not to be able to take payment, but you can't even do the one and done. They didn't want them doing that. They didn't want them coming straight from high school. When they cut that shit out, you have to go to college. No, you're going to have to come to this college first because we got to get the NCAA and all that entire scheme of money, that revenue stream they got going over there with college is crazy, y'all. I'm telling you. It's billions of dollars being made, given to motherfuckers holding clipboards, drawing X's and O's and arrows, yelling at niggas. $1 billion. This is why they pay them coaches millions of dollars. Colorado State ain't no big time. Think about what the coach for. Goddamn, I don't watch enough. I don't watch enough college football. Who the number one football? Is Alabama, Ohio State? Some of these motherfucking schools that be number one. Alabama, some of these. Man, them coaches be making, I'm talking about $6, $7, $8 million a year. Light work. Stadiums immaculate. Light work. This shit it's a lot of money being made. A lot of money. And where do you see the athletes and entertainers going? To those mostly predominantly white games. You don't see Snoop. I watched a documentary. What school was it? God damn, I want to say it was USC. Snoop Dogg in the front row. Snoop Dogg in the front row at a USC game. There was something happened. Some white man ran off on the plug. He was stealing money or stealing funds and getting it to the players. It was some shit going on. But Snoop Dogg was at the USC games. Front row. Celebrities and shit. It was another school. God damn. It was another school that had a bunch of Hollywood entertainers that would be coming to the games. You don't see that shit happening in no HBCUs like that. Not consistently. Because that helps in recruiting. That helps in recruiting. I'm telling y'all, man. There's a lot of money to be made. But black people, we want our influence and everything. We don't put that, we don't focus that on these would-be HBCUs, again, that are not black owned, ran, or operated. They're not black owned, ran, or operated. They're just not. They should be by now. They're not, though. That should be a problem in itself. What you have is a college or university where a lot of black people go. That's about the blackness of a HBCU is there. Now, your probate show's gonna be better. Your band gonna have more rhythm. They're gonna be your dance squads and cheerleaders gonna be shaking their ass up and down. You got all that. The party's crazy. You got all of that. The homecoming, crazy. You got all that. But the running of the facility, no. No. That's a good point, Colorado. Pro Woman. Pro Woman says Colorado has crime too, mass shooting and fentanyl deaths. Mississippi has poverty crimes different than crimes of decadence. We actually just saw a video of, was it Mark Curry, the comedian, up in, I don't know if y'all saw it, but I read something about it. He was in somewhere in Colorado, maybe Colorado Springs or somewhere at a hotel, dealing with some racism. Business as usual. Colorado is a white ass state. They only recruit, here's the reason why you even have black students at these PWIs. Is because when I'm looking at the history of sports, schools that have black players are better than all white school. That's just how it is. So they understand we got the juice. Athletics, come on, we got the juice. The only reason you even gonna get black players at a Colorado is for athletics. Generally speaking, I'm gonna say by and large. If you look at the history of these white colleges, when they were trying to compete, once other schools start getting athlete or black athletes, they couldn't compete with them. What the fuck is a white running back gonna do? What are you gonna do? What is a white running back really gonna do? What are you gonna have on people like who was it I was watching the other day? Reggie Bush or some of these other, man, them white running backs ain't got shit. Can't do nothing. Wide receivers can't do nothing. A mobile quarterback, they can't do nothing. So what these all white schools had to do was put a look. They had to take a break from that fucking racism. Like, we getting our asses whooped. We need to recruit black players, and that's what they did. That's what they did. Mark Curry, Memphis. Mark Curry. Man, I'm telling y'all, if y'all look at the history of college football and these all-white college teams, bruh, they could not compete. They couldn't compete. They had no choice but to recruit black high school players. They had no choice because they would have been catching L's. That's what they was doing. That's why they started recruiting black players. They did not want black folk up at them schools. Wasn't because they love black folk and they saw the error in their ways. No, above all else, they want to compete. They want to compete. This is real. So we have to understand, like, imagine if all our black recruits came to HBCUs. These HBCUs will be beating the shit out of. And I understand we talking about, you know, some of these athletic departments don't be having the equipment and stuff like that. If black folk, the best black players went to HBCUs, they wouldn't even need all of that at first. They could work their way up to that. But they will be beating the shit out of these fucking teams. You leave the PWIs with all white players. Bruh. Let them be out there with their white players while the HBCUs get the black ones. And they meeting whatever these silly, was it Rose Bowls, Cotton Bowls, which Cotton Bowls should be a problem, but Orange Bowls, whatever it is. Man, they will be beating the shit out of these teams. The shit. Let Colorado State have an all-white team. Like, they'll be getting ran through, bruh. They'll be getting ran through. And they know it. They know it. Am I lying? Can y'all imagine? See, I done watched some of these old documentaries where they be showing these old white players and shit. By the time black folks showed up, same way we did basketball. Same shit. Watching these little white men dribble balls, and I'm like, man, by the time they start recruiting black players, man, these black players were dominating the shit out of these white boys. And what them coaches had to do was say, look, we keep getting our ass whooped. Let's start recruiting from the hood. Let's go out into these lower income areas and recruit some of these athletes so we can compete, because they couldn't. Look at the power of that alone. When it comes to athletics, they have nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now imagine if we'd have kept our shit tight. Imagine if we'd have kept our shit tight. And by now, by so-called 2022, black HBCUs, schools where black children or kids go to college, they'll be dominating the sports game. Both football and basketball. Dominating. Then the NFL wouldn't have no fucking choice but to draft from HBCUs. They wouldn't have a choice. They ain't gonna pick all white boys. The NFL, all white boys. They're not gonna do that. Even the white owners know the NFL won't be shit without black players. Even they know that. Nobody want to see no bunch of white men running around out there. They know that. They wouldn't have a choice. They would be forced to, the same way they did with the getting black players to come to these PWIs to play sports. The NFL would be forced to draft from HBCUs. They wouldn't have no fucking choice. You think you're going to have a black running back rush for 2,500 yards in a season? And they're going to go draft some white boy that barely got 1,000? No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. We haven't put them in that position to force them to draft from HBC. They should be forced. That's just where black kids go. They go to HBCUs. What the fuck we gonna do about that? Now they gotta draft from HBCUs. Now the revenue, because people gonna come watch black folk play. I don't care how racist these white motherfuckers are out here. They gonna come watch black folk play sports. Oh yeah, they don't give a damn. I don't give a damn what nobody say. As racist as they be in them stands, and you even them watching the history where they would call black people niggers and everything, at the fans in the stand, they gonna come watch you play some goddamn sports. They know they ain't shit in no damn sports. They know it. And even their racism can't make them lie about that. It will force them into a position. They can't, I'm telling you, they will be forced into a position if we held strong. We just don't hold strong. All those boosters, all that money, that donation, all that will be going to HBCUs. All that. Just have Beyonce out there in the front row using her influence and the power of her platform to promote HBCUs and that, not just her, of course. I'm saying all these celebrities going to HBCU games, going to perform at the homecomings and shit like that. Man, come on. By now, again, I'm talking about if this had been the program the whole time. By now, by so-called 2022, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. We have to be real about that. We could take this shit over. That's real. Pro woman, you on the sports shit tonight. I see you. I see you. Says facts, Rob. That was the power of Deion starting to get top players to go to HBCUs. And I'm going to tell y'all something. When Deion Sanders left Jackson State, those top players, they changed. They want to go somewhere else now. They following in his footsteps. They changed. Like, well, shit, he out of here. I'm out of here too. Fuck you mean? What I'm doing here? He out, I'm out. That's what happened. It just is what it is, and I can't judge them. They following him behind him. Real shit. If our shit was tight, man, these motherfuckers wouldn't be able to fuck with us like that. But selling out is a part of our culture. All we gotta do is stay tight right there. White folk don't want to watch white folk play sports. And sports is a $1 billion industry. And I'm talking about sports. I'm talking about NFL, NCAA. I'm talking about all the shit put together. Multi-billion-dollar revenue stream. They don't want to watch themselves play shit. They know they lame. They know they boring as fuck. They know it. Then they don't have the spark. They ain't got their energy. They don't got that melanin. They know they don't got it. They don't got that attitude. Remember, black folk, even they bring that sauce to the game where you doing the little celebrations in the end zone and shit. White folk wasn't doing that. Them bitches would go in there and spike the ball. White folk don't even want to watch that. They don't even want to watch that shit. We have to understand if not selling out was a part of our culture by now. Understand what I'm saying? Because I don't want to leave nobody behind. I don't want nobody to be confused. I'm saying by this day right now, Deion Sanders is making $5 million at Jackson State. By now, again, understand what I'm saying here. By now, he making $5 million at Jackson State. He ain't got to go to Colorado to make that type of money. He making that at Jackson State. But we ain't stayed strong at no point, at no time. That's why Jackson State, $300,000, Colorado State, $5 million. That's why that. By now, that shouldn't even be like that. It shouldn't even look like that. It shouldn't look like that. Because we funnel all of our energy. If you're going to be into sports, we put all that shit into black colleges. Or colleges where black kids go. Okay? We put that shit in there. And hell, had we been strong, like I said, we have our own shit by now. And for lack of a better name, Black University. Whatever fucking name. If we'd have stayed tight right there. And all of our would-be billionaires like Oprah and, you know, some of these other motherfuckers out here that got that bread like that. Jay-Z, all these motherfuckers. Well, Jay-Z will go own 1/10 of the Nets. Like, motherfucker, get you and 9 other people, your 10th, get 9 of your other homeboys as your little Rock Nation brunch, and go build a goddamn institution, man. Fuck you want to own 1/10 of the Nets for? When it could be Sean Carter, you, or whatever the fuck, man. This shit bigger than Deion. That's why I want black people to understand this conversation. I don't want it to be about just Deion, man. Good question. Damn good question. Lil It's Up said, why didn't any wealthy black step in and preserve Prime? Ask yourself that question. Asking me, I couldn't tell you, other than me knowing how black folk are. That's not what rich black folk do. That's why I don't know why y'all carry him so hard. I don't know why y'all love him so much. I don't get it. I understand respecting whatever craft they do, but respecting them as people who are for the people, I don't get it. I don't get it. Because that's a damn good question. I ask that question all the goddamn time. How the hell? I saw it was it Hampton State? The dorm rooms was so fucked up. Those black kids out there was sending those videos. Y'all remember that shit? That happened not too long ago. Rats and mold and I forgot what fucking. Maybe some of y'all remember that shit. What college? What college was that? Damn. I don't know. It was Hampton or one of them motherfuckers. Which one was? I'm gonna wait for y'all in the comments so I don't fuck my shit up. Which college was that? Howard. Okay. Thank you, Carmisha. Carmisha said that was Howard. Why the hell is Howard going through that? How can an HBCU, Howard, which you'll hear some of these famous people that talk about Howard homecoming. Didn't Biggie say that? At Howard homecoming, fucking something, you know, like him and Puff. Like, okay, Puff is a billionaire. If you gonna be talking about Howard homecoming, you attending Howard homecoming, my nigga, why is the dorms fucked up? Why ain't those Puff dormitory or Sean Combs dorms or motherfucker? Like, it don't make sense to me. But if I say something, I'm just hating. I'm pocket watching. I'm hating. Rob, you just always been extra. I can't say nothing. Cause I damn sure asked this question then. How is that possible? Howard University, talk about the Howard homecoming. How is it possible these famous black people let that shit happen? Let that shit be like that? How is that possible? I ask myself that shit all the time. And I can't come out here and ask y'all. I can't ask people because then it just becomes like I'm hating. You see what I'm saying? We have to start challenging these rich people, these rich black people, for doing something more than buying a big stupid ass chain and having their sense to take a picture and post that up on their goddamn Instagram. It gotta be more than that. It gotta be. At some point. Again, I don't think it's gonna be tomorrow. I don't think it's gonna be next week. But at some point, these questions, to me, have to be answered. Why is it that these black millionaires and billionaires are sitting out here, sitting around, letting these HBCUs be in this condition? Why not buy one? Okay, you white motherfuckers is running this bitch. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all doing. I'll come buy it up off you then. Let me get that. That's going to be my flex. I done sit here and stay and bought 7 mansions, 3 or 4 vacation homes, a timeshare. No, I'm coming. We're going to put our money together. We're going to buy this university up off you, bro. That's what we're going to do. Or build our own. We'll renovate this motherfucker. But you can't ask those questions. Because the fans of these people, because we have a celebrity worshiping culture, that's a part of black culture as well. Celebrity worship is just right up there with selling out. We'll worship them. But for what? But for what? Again, you can respect somebody's talent. But worship them for what? Defend them for what? These motherfuckers got whole clans, barbs and beehives, and, you know, they have platforms. Imagine if Beyonce would do a concert fundraiser, or and I'm not just trying to pick on Beyonce here. Anybody you put right here, a fundraiser or something like that for HBCU renovations, HBCU athletic departments, get nice jerseys. But I'm the one that I get called a hotep for asking these questions. You can't tell them what to do with their money, Rob. You right. But I don't have to respect what they do with their money either. I don't got to respect it. Because I know if I'm in that position, I'm doing shit like that. Let me be sitting around with just, $200-300 million just sitting there. I didn't buy 10 mansions. No. I didn't do that with my bread. And I know that I wouldn't do that with my bread. I know I wouldn't. These motherfuckers have fundraisers to raise money for everything. All types of shit they raise money for. And I always found fundraisers, especially amongst the rich, like, I always found them odd anyway. Like, y'all trying to raise $20 million, y'all have a concert, it'll go to, cancer research or some shit like that, whatever the fuck they decide they're gonna do. But black schools, period. We can just brush it right over. Black schools, period. Underfunded. How is that possible? And if black men take the lead on this, I do believe that black women will follow. I believe that shit. But since everybody in this society is so used to us selling out, that's what the fuck our community does too. Sell out. Don't even ask the question as to why the fuck our HBCUs are in the condition they're in when we have people out here that got this money. Don't even ask that question. You better not ask that question, because now you're a hotep. Now you're doing too much. You see what I'm saying? They don't say nothing. Jay says, but they're quiet about the conditions of these HBCUs, though. Don't nobody say anything. Don't nobody say anything. I think Deion could have been a conduit to put that message out here. He could have challenged these other celebrities. He rubbed shoulders with some of these guys. He could have challenged them, like, okay, Shannon Sharp, where the fuck you at? Up there arguing with Skip. And hell, I saw a video. I saw a video where this cave ass Skip Bayless done disrespected Shannon Sharp's old coon ass. Then told him Tom Brady was better than him or some shit. This motherfucker up there getting mad as hell. But Deion Sanders rubbed shoulders with some of these celebrities, called them motherfuckers out like, hey, we trying to raise money here. Jackson State, okay, I'm here. Where y'all at? He been there for 3 years. He could have been calling these entertainers out for 3 years straight. Where the fuck y'all at? I'm holding a fundraiser. Prime time. I'll even do a little dance for you. I'll even do a little prime time dance for you on the fundraiser. I'm raising money. I'm using my celebrity status to raise money for this athletic department, to make students want to come here, to for the aesthetic to even be something that would compete or rival the PWI. I do it. Deion could have been doing that for 3 years straight. Now again, I don't know whether that's in the contract. He can't do that, but if everybody else that I see, they have these fundraisers at these colleges all the time for certain departments or certain things they want to get done or made or built or whatever. Deion could have used his celebrity status to have fundraisers to raise money for Jackson State. That's not me hating on Deion. That's me having a thought as we having this conversation. That's just something that jumped in my mind. He could have been doing that the whole 3 years. Whole time. Whole time. I saw that. Roxanne says some celebrities was there at Jackson games. Bet you they won't be there now. Bet you that. That was what Deion Sanders or Primetime. That's what Prime brought to that college. Now that's gone. That ain't gonna be at Colorado State games. You see what I'm saying? That's gone now. Because even the players left. Those highly recruited players, they leaving. They was there for him. They was there for Coach Prime. And now they leaving too. They leaving too. I think he could have used his celebrity because he wasn't just a random coach. Like he coached high school football and then rose up to go do HBCU football coach. That he was a celebrity, an athlete celebrity. That's prime time. That's prime time. He could have used that celebrity to galvanize his other celebrity friends and put him in, hey, just back him into a fucking corner. Like, hey, come support this black school. What the fuck y'all niggas doing? And I seen some of the things that they was doing. See, that's a problem. Day twice Tim's talking about that's the job of the boosters. Whenever you say that you're going to HBCU to lift HBCUs, that becomes a job of yours. In my opinion. In my opinion, that's not the job of the boosters. What? No. That becomes a job of all of us. That's what's wrong with black folk, man. That becomes all of our jobs. At that point, you a celebrity in that position, you galvanize your celebrity friends. I mean, that to me, that's just basic shit. Whether it's the boosters' job or not, the boosters didn't do their job, clearly. Did they? If you saying it's the job of the boosters didn't do their job. If HBCUs are underfunded and don't operate or form or perform like other ones, well, you may have to step up a little bit right there. They ain't nothing but a goddamn party with champagne. It ain't nothing heavy. No heavy lifting. Call your friends, tell them to come on and bring their goddamn checkbooks. White folk do it all the goddamn time. All the time. Okay, Shot-Town. Oh. Shot-Town Bear says, y'all love your idols. Who funds these HBCU schools? I think we as a people have much more to be concerned about instead of these celebrities. You either just got here or you're being dumb as fuck just because you just feel like it right now. You're not listening to the conversation, bro. Or ma'am. You're not listening to the conversation. And that's why you're saying this stupid ass shit. You saw Deion Sanders' name and you said this. You said that. And that's not even appropriate for the conversation. There you go. Say it ain't so, said black men want to stay under the cave authority. And tell black women they leaders. You left that part off. I'll add that for you. And tell black women to follow us into salvation. Ain't gonna work like that. At no point. Look, it's up, says Prime donated half his salary to upgrade football faculties. I blame JSU. And you can. You can blame JSU, bro. You can do that. I'm not blaming Deion. Where y'all? Are y'all not listening to what? Like, y'all not listening. So it's okay. I understand that. I understand. Y'all not gonna listen. And this is why it's a lot of times it's a waste of time to try to talk to black folk. We still do it. Some of us still do it, but it's a waste of time because y'all not listening. Y'all not listening at all. You can blame JSU. You can do that. But at some point, I'm looking at black men. I'm looking at black men. I got to. I got to look at black men and what we do with our celebrity. You know, when they come time to talk about voting and shit like that, right? Or backing politicians, black people galvanize around politicians and raise money for them and all types of shit. We galvanize whenever we want to, or whenever we're sent to, rather. But I know these things can happen. So I'm gonna look at black men. I know black men don't like our feet held to the fire a lot of times. I get that. But I'm looking at black men. Boy meets world. It's tough. It's tough. Because I feel like I make shit very plain. I put shit in layman's terms. I try to explain it without, I don't want to go over nobody's head. I don't do none of that shit. Basic common sense shit. Ain't no point. You right. Ain't no point in explaining to motherfuckers. If motherfuckers gonna come over here and tell me that I'm over here idol worshiping. I'm over here idol worshiping, and I guess it ain't no point even commenting to the motherfuckers. But that's what I want people to take the conversation outside of Deion and look at what is so-called black culture and how our schools across the board at every level, that's from elementary, middle, high, the universities, our schools are underfunded, but yet we have all these, these rich, well off or whatever you want to call these motherfuckers, these entertainers, celebrities. We have these motherfuckers out here stunting, but they're not stunting the right shit. They're not stunting the right shit. Build a HBCU up. Buy that motherfucker from the caves that run it. Buy it from them. It ain't doing nothing for them, but it really ain't benefiting them like that. Because all they doing is stealing the money and pocketing the shit anyway. One of the reasons that the HBCUs be underfunded as well, they just be stealing the bread anyway. Go buy that motherfucker. Go buy it. Start a conglomerate and go buy it. That's it. I mean, to me, it could be that simple. Now, we like to overcomplicate things as, us lowly, regular, working class people with our fist up. They say we overcomplicate things. And we don't not how we overcomplicate things. We oversimplify things. But I haven't even seen the push. I don't even be seeing no push from black folk. I haven't seen the push. And I want black men to push harder than we do. Exactly. Jay Barrett, that's exactly what I'm saying. Since niggas want to beat their chest about being leaders, then we have to hold black men's feet to the fire. It's only fair. How can the leader then we just go like, no, you said you was the leader. That's what you said. And you said black women can't lead. You said they've been leading and look at the condition of the community. Okay, well then now if you the leader, then we have to at least get you to stand on something. And these things that people overcomplicate, they ain't that complicated. Put your money together. Do more than have parties. Because, goddamn, what's next? Christmas is next. You know motherfuckers gonna be having these big elaborate Christmas parties. Y'all know they are. Go buy HBCU. These are facts. We was talking about that earlier. Say it ain't so says on average a black man becomes poor with the NBA, NFL within 5 years. We was just talking about that. I just watched a documentary about that. Because they don't put their money into anything that can get them residual income. I've been asking myself the question here recently, like why the fuck ain't no black men, no famous or rich and famous black men, why don't they have a trucking company? I don't get it. Like, if I'm a rich motherfucker and I know that transporting goods and services, that's residual income, I start me a trucking company. I don't know of, and again, this could be my ignorance, but I don't know of, even within the trucking industry, any of these rich and famous guys, they have a trucking company. That's bread. That's forever bread. That's forever bread. You're not going to go broke transporting goods and services across this damn country. Not gonna go broke. I hear about them having liquor. I hear about them having cologne, perfume. Black women will do the lingerie, makeup. Where's the truck company? I don't be knowing, and I be feeling like maybe you just be like, nigga, you be overthinking all that. Like you just be, but to me it's like I don't get that. Why the fuck ain't that happening? That's residual income for into perpetuity. Forever. The trucking company is a $1 billion industry. Like you telling me motherfuckers is going broke? You could buy you a fleet of trucks, bruh. Don't show me your chain, show me your fleet. You can get you 10 trucks, bruh, to start off with. Brand new trucks. Put you some drivers in that bitch and run it across this nation. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I try to talk to people about it. They just look at me like I'm crazy. They look at me like I'm crazy. I don't understand that. How the fuck are you a multimillionaire? All these black men multimillionaires and y'all ain't even got no trucking company. You can't even move goods and services yourself. We don't want to own and do nothing. And that's problematic. Especially if we're going to be telling our women to get in behind us. We got it. We know the way. Especially then. I don't get it. I don't get it. Carmisha said they don't want to go through the troubles. They're rich. Rich people don't have to go through the troubles. They just put the money up. You pay somebody else to go through the troubles for you. You pay somebody to run the day, the in and out, the dispatcher. You pay people to do that like everybody else do. You do the same thing everybody else do. You pay people to go through the ins and outs and shit. You don't do it yourself. You put the money up. You put that bread up and pay a dispatcher, pay somebody to run a terminal, pay your mechanics. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, bro. I don't. That's residual. I don't see how you go broke. Let me be coming through. I get me an NBA, NFL, and this now with this knowledge, of course, I got a trucking company. That's my goal right now, and I don't have millions of dollars just sitting around to buy farm animals with Rick Ross, to buy 10,000 cars with. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it, man. I don't. How the fuck, even if you do have the institution, you still got to rely on a white man and his mama to move the goods and services for you. You still got to rely on them to move the goods. And if they cut you off, you can't even move the goods and services. Why ain't you got no trucking company, black man? I ain't gonna say no black men, of course. I'm talking about the rich and famous motherfuckers. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. I don't get it. Exactly. Deion H. or construction companies. Look, I don't understand it. But when you start talking like this, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. I don't need another liquor. I just saw Kevin Hart got a new liquor out. The fuck all this liquor gonna do? Where's your trucking company? Hart Trucking. With big stupid ass hearts on the side. I don't understand. Now, I ain't trying to tell nobody what to do with their money. I just don't know how these people be having financial advisors, analysts, and all these motherfuckers, accountants and all this shit. Ain't nobody be like, damn, you know what? We should start a trucking company. Ain't nobody saying it. I ain't got no degree in this shit. And to me, it's just basic common practice. To me, construction companies, contractors of all kinds. Because black people can either a trade school to teach people how to do construction. I don't get it. And I'm not going to understand it. I'm not going to understand that. And people can call it hate or pocket watch. You can call it whatever you want. To me, I feel like these things that can be done, but the rich and famous black folk would rather stunt. Stunt, man. That's all it is. It's all about stunting. Stunting. And selling out. Hell, and here's an example of what I'm talking about selling out is. Let's say you start you a trucking business, right? You got you about, let's say you got you about 10, 15 trucks. That's good money right there. That's over $1 million yearly, a multi-million dollar yearly business with 10 or 15 trucks. Let's say some white man come in through here and say, you know what? I want to buy your trucking company, and I'll pay you twice what you put in for it. Selling out is saying, yes, sir. Here you go. Have my company that I built, that I made, that I know over my lifetime I'll make my money for, but I want this quick $25 million that you about to give me, or $50 million, whatever it is, whatever number you put there. That's selling out. That's what selling out is. Because now you done sold out, you got your quick bag, right? I understand they gave him more money, so you got your quick bag. This white man gonna have that company for 100 years and gonna make 1,000 times more than what he paid you for it. I don't have a financial degree, but to me, that's common sense. Don't sell your shit out. Maybe you're not making $25 million right then, right there. Maybe you only bringing in $3 million a year after you do the trucks and the maintenance and all that shit. But it's gonna keep growing and growing. And when that white man come offer you $25 million, other black folks say, "Well, I understand why they had to sell it out." Well, now the one black transportation company that we had out here is gone. It's gone now. It don't exist no more. Now there is no truck company that move goods and services. I know I made a left turn talking about trucks and shit, but this is just an example of what I'm talking about. Now you lost the transporting of goods, the power that you had to transport goods. You lost that because you sold it for $25 million. Quick bag, but you lost that. That could have been used to push our people forward. Now, what they gonna say? Well, you know what black people say? Well, it ain't their responsibility to think about the black collective or the black uplift or black liberty. It ain't their responsibility to think about that. They gotta think about their families. This is why individualism is one of the biggest enemies to black liberation, if not the biggest enemy to black liberation, because all people think about is themselves. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. It just is what it is. We could be doing a much better job as black men. And particularly talking about these rich black men that just got money just laying around, money to blow at the strip club, just throwing it in the fucking air. We could be using that bread to build infrastructure at the things that we're going to need in the future, like a trucking industry or a truck line. That's going to be something that's necessary. Right now, generally speaking, we have to rely on white companies to do this. Or like the brother said, construction companies. If we want a building built, we got to get a white construction company to do it. But yet we have these rich getting these contracts, and like the brother told you earlier, they go broke within 5 years. The stuff that I'm talking about is residual income. It's residual. Motherfuckers don't always need buildings built. Motherfuckers don't always need goods and services moved. Motherfuckers don't always need food. We need to have more grocery stores. Food has to get to those grocery stores. Where comes the black trucking company bringing you your produce, bringing you your stock in your grocery store? Now you got two businesses feeding off each other. I'm not no goddamn economic scholar. To me, this is common sense. You go back to the HBCU that may need renovations. That's where the construction company could come in at. They could do those renovations. But I don't know why black men, by and large, aren't thinking like this. It's all about self. It's all about self. My bad. My bad. My bad. I wasn't trying to say it ain't so says I'm a sister, right? My bad, sister. I'm just saying, like, I don't know why people will make an enemy out of me. If you look at the comments on this post, the people, gonna make an enemy out of me, or justify selling out or not even buying in, which is another, it's on the same spectrum. Selling out and not even buying in. It's a part of black culture, and everybody understands it. Everybody understands. You start talking like this, you on some hotep shit, you on some, I'm tired of you pro black niggas, y'all don't understand nothing. Deion had to do that, and he, okay, cool. Okay. This shouldn't be such an understood part of our culture, and this is why we don't have anything. A lot of people say, well, black folk don't got nothing because they attitudes and all that shit, and they thugs. Like, no, it's the individualistic mindset that we have, and the fact that we will not hold into account. We will not hold accountable the rich amongst us, the wealthy people amongst us. We will not hold them accountable. We won't do it. We will not do it. And now you got this entrepreneur way. Everybody gonna be an entrepreneur. No, you're not. You're not going to do that. That is not what should be pushed to black people. That wasn't pushed to nobody else. Everybody else worked together or had the help of the government. We come up with excuses not to support black businesses. We come up with excuses not to support black anything. That's what we do. And black men, you first. It's gonna have to be black men that go out here and do this shit first. It's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be. And I ain't trying to, and I actually wanted to talk about some other shit tonight as well. But I wanted to focus on this. I'm gonna come back in here tomorrow and we're gonna talk about y'all's boy Goddamn, what's that boy's name? Is it Derek Jackson? That's that this whole ass nigga. We're gonna talk about him too. What I'm gonna start doing is the post I put up on Facebook. I'm gonna come on here and we're gonna go live about him. Cause I was hoping some people came in here, and I guess what I can say is if there's anybody who want to come up and say I'm tripping or whatever the fuck, because people was going crazy on me in my comments. If you want to do all that, you can. I'll give you the space to do so. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. We could talk about Brittany Griner too if y'all want to talk about her. It's fine. I'll do trending topics, and what I'll do is I'll make them B123. I'll make them B123 because we can deal with the government with Brittany Griner. We can deal with governmental shit on that and politics a little bit on that, and but it was so many people mad. I don't know. I don't know if I think people were. And again, black people justify selling out or not buying in. I'm going to start adding that because I like that. Or not buying in to our collective uplift. We'll say that, well, ain't their responsibility, it ain't nobody's responsibility. I had somebody leave a comment and say, well, it's not his responsibility. Whose responsibility is it? Who? Is it anybody's? If everybody thought like a lot of these bitch ass niggas out here thought, we would still be on the plantation. Whose responsibility was it to say, nigga, you trying to be free? I'm trying to be free. Follow me. That wasn't nobody's responsibility. They could have struck out by himself. He could have worried about himself. Harriet Tubman could have worried about herself. Motherfucker, I'm free. I'm up here up north. Fuck them niggas. If niggas thought like, yo, we still be on a goddamn plantation. And that's the part that bothers me. Don't nobody want to deal with it. Don't nobody want to look at it. All motherfucker want to sit around and say was, well, it ain't their responsibility. Whose responsibility is it then? Whose? Is it anybody's? Or we gonna sit here and keep begging the goddamn Democrats to come do something for us? Whose is it then? Or we gonna keep begging the fucking government to come do? We see they're not gonna do it. We just got to start moving the ball or rolling or moving in the right direction on our own, and still keep holding the government accountable. Don't take their feet, keep their feet on the fire too. But we have to get started somewhere and keep saying, well, it ain't his responsibility. It ain't his responsibility. It ain't her responsibility. Whose responsibility is it? Whose? I get so tired of that shit. Oh, motherfucker, it ain't Deion's responsibility to save HBCUs. Nobody said it was, but you have to start somewhere. We got to start somewhere. And that's why I'm glad I was able to come in here and explain this further. Because, again, I can't do it in one. I can't type. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all motherfuckers is keyboard thugs. Like, I can't type. I can speak my points better. That way I can explain what I'm trying to say. This shit bigger than Deion. This is about a mentality that black people have across the board, and it affects us, and it affects our forward progress as a people. It just affects us. We can't afford to be like that. It ain't his responsibility. It ain't her responsibility. It ain't that. We can't afford to be like that. That's going to keep us stagnant. Thinking about yourself. He got to worry about his kids. Yes, he does. The world his kids coming up in. The world my kids coming up in. The world your kids coming up in. And what blackness looks like in 20 years. Like, man, listen. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for coming to spend this time with me. And we can change this would-be black culture. It just got to be more thoughtful. It has to be more about the team. It has to be. Black men, you cannot keep beating your chest talking about damn leader and you want black women to follow you and you're not standing strong on your resolve. You have no choice. I'm going to call you out at times where it's necessary. I'm going to be on your head. You can hate me for it and that's fine. Black women hate me for the same shit. It's okay. Y'all can all not fuck with me. But you can't sit here and say what I'm saying ain't making no damn sense. You can't say that. This is about all of us. What we give our attention to, what we give our energy to, who we hold accountable. Because y'all talk about celebrities every day. Every day. Celebrities are the topic of conversation. Every single day, whether it's their relationships or the shit they doing or whatever it is. At some point, we're going to have to hold these motherfuckers accountable. We're going to have to. Because how they move affects us as a people. How we move affects them. How we move together, that's how we going to make it to the next step. That's the only way. Or in 20, 30 years, we still going to be sitting here. Looking crazy in the face. No truck companies. Hardly no goddamn grocery stores. Not a hospital in sight. A library. Nothing. No construction companies. Nothing. We ain't gonna have shit. Because it ain't nobody's responsibility to do nothing. That's all the fuck I wanted to say, y'all. Mad love y'all. Y'all don't understand how much I love y'all. But I want y'all to understand. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this in closing here. I work in real life. I work about 12, 13 hours a day. So it's hard for me to be on here every single day. It's difficult. And I need y'all to bear with me. I don't do this for a living. And I feel like I'm going to have to say that often. Because I think people think when people make videos, that's what they do for a living. I don't get no money off this shit. Other than the donations y'all give me via Patreon. And I appreciate y'all for that. But that little money is gas money. Like, seriously. And that's not no disrespect to my people. But I drive a truck, my personal truck. It's gas money. It really is. So I work in real life, so I don't have all the time in the world to come on here and every day. I do know we're gonna get another documentary in because I feel like black people are not watching these documentaries. Like, they out here and y'all is not watching them bitches at all. Instead, you want to watch reality shows and, podcasts. And I ain't knocking podcasts. I understand the podcast game. I understand people want to talk about relationships, but it's a lot of documentaries out here the information is there. We just ignore it. We just ignore it. So if you haven't subscribed to my Patreon, we have 2 documentaries we've done thus far. I'll be doing more over there as we watch these documentaries together, and I want to get this information out here. Mad love to everybody to come spend this time with me. We're going to be going live again tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a lighter topic, though. As I laugh out Derek Jackson, that's going to be a lighter topic. We just going to laugh that motherfucker out. Him, and what he got going on. I know these are the types of subjects that attract black people. So, you know, I'll do it. I don't want to. I'm reluctant to do so. I really am. But I know these type of topics that black folk like. But y'all know we're not going to be over here on no coon shit. We going to laugh a little bit, though. We ain't got no choice, right? We going to do that. So y'all stay tuned for that. Tomorrow when I get off work and shit like that, we'll be doing that. And y'all just stay tuned, man. Mad love to y'all. I appreciate all y'all support. If you haven't ordered any t-shirts from me, links in the description box. Follow me across social media. I told you I'm going to be more active on Facebook. I'm trying to get put in prison over that motherfucker, but I'm being more active on Facebook. So if you're not following me there, follow me on Facebook too. And subscribe to the Patreon. Do all of that for me. Show love. Keep sending me your encouraging emails. And know if I'm gone for a little while, it ain't because I done disappeared. It's just work. Because we had two motherfuckers quit. So y'all know what happens. 2 motherfuckers quit. That means the work gonna get passed down on the people that's still there. So, you know, I'm doing, man, I'm in that bitch, right? I'm in that motherfucker. But I will be back on here tomorrow. And we're gonna get it in. So mad love to y'all. I will see y'all. Shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. I'm out.